October the 26th, and you are tuned in to FCN Prime News. I'm Tresnay, your anchor for tonight, and as always, we are simulcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. So leave your thoughts in the comments because we want to interact with you all live and in real time. With each new story, you'll see something new today. You'll see an image pop up about right here, along with the hashtag to go with each story. That hashtag is for you. When you comment on a story, use that hashtag and it will make it really easy for everyone to follow the comments and make it easy for us to see your comment, because if it's good, you read it aloud on the air. Go ahead and share this video to your pages, or to your profiles for all of your friends and followers so that they can get in on this FCN action. And speaking of action, don't forget that tonight we have the 4th episode of the Scandal pregame show hosted by Starla K. Mathis for all the folks who are watching the final season of Scandal. That will go live about 30 minutes after Prime News, so set your watches, your phones, your calendars, whatever you use so that you are reminded to come and tune back in. All right, are y'all ready to get into this news? First story, do you guys remember the Las Vegas shooter? Of course you do. His name was Stephen Paddock. Well, his brother is in the news now. He's arrested for possession of child porn. Turns out that Bruce Paddock has been under investigation well before this shooting, but authorities couldn't find him. The complaint, which was signed on Tuesday by a Los Angeles County District Attorney, said that between January 1st and August 30th of 2014, it's 2017 now, Bruce Paddock only possessed more than 600 images of child or youth porn involving use of a person under age 18 engaging in sexual conduct. The material included 10 or more images of prepubescent minors who were under the age of 12. Man, how's that for some karma? You've been doing dirt and hiding, but because your brother's a crazy maniac and decides to engage in mass killing, now you are able to be tracked down. They found Bruce in an assisted living home and took him out in his wheelchair with his oxygen tank. He's been charged with 20 counts in relation to this possession of child porn. Good heavens. But by the way, this is not Eric Paddock, the brother who gave the interview related to the Las Vegas shooting. Bruce is an entirely different brother. In other news, Trump is really getting on white folks' nerves. Have y'all seen this video of a protester who's faked his way into a press event where Trump was so that he can get his point across? In this very short video, the protester, whose name is Ryan Clayton, faked his way as press, got into the press gathering and literally screamed out not only his name, the affiliation he had with the organization of which he was a part of, but made his names clear and articulated. And then here came the police and they threw him on the ground and handcuffed him and took him out. Listen, we all know that, if you're going to be around the president, anything you do, you might get taken down. But I found it quite interesting that we have white nationalists who are out saying all kinds of things, who are hiding behind sunglasses, coming out in the night with torches with fire, and they don't get thrown on the ground and handcuffed. Meanwhile, this guy does. Speaking of white nationalism, an Indiana fair has come under fire for allowing one of its vendors to sell slave shackles. The slave shackles were marked as being for Negro women and children and said slaves were the property of a specific plantation. These shackles were being sold for $250 a pop. Social media erupted in disgust, making the distinction of what should be held in a museum and what should not be sold at all. I was more of the mindset of this girl, Megan, whose Twitter handle is Hot Glue and Glitter. She said, hey, if it doesn't look like that's real, it looks like a replica. And the fact that there's a market for this is gross. I'm tending to lead more along with her. Another gentleman, he said on Instagram, I would love to buy these and put these in my home. I want my son to grow up and see stuff like this. They are trying to erase history every day. I want my child to understand and see what our people went through so we can understand how far we have left to go. We should keep this stuff around the house because when they try to tell us it wasn't that bad. Bruh, that's what a museum is for. But lo and behold, Instagram user at Some Are Focused came at Mr. MacMall 504 with a different angle. He said, bruh, We're living proof of their treacherous deeds. Your baby boy don't need to see physical chains. Turn on the TV. He can see mental chains at every flicker. Well said at Summer Focused. Well said. In other news, in Los Angeles, an Uber driver assaults her passenger, and the Uber company refuses to update this passenger on how they've dealt with this driver. I swear, Uber is becoming the textbook for evil corporation because they don't give a darn about people. Jaya Thomas took to Twitter last week to share her story about being physically assaulted by her female Uber driver for no reason. Jaya, who is an entertainment attorney and adjunct professor at UCLA, said that she was on her way to dinner downtown in LA and was picked up by her Uber. Jaya says that she uses Uber frequently, and while she's had not so great experiences, nothing has ever come close to this. Jaya Thomas said that the ride was fairly quiet until the driver asked her which direction or route she preferred. Ms. Thomas said that she replied the quickest way was best, and she was running a little bit late. At this point, the driver said, "Okay, homegirl, lose the attitude." Ms. Thomas said, "I'm not your homegirl." At this point, Ms. Thomas said the driver put her hands up and said, "Homegirl, I don't like your attitude. You're getting out of my car right now." And she pulled over to the side of the road and told Jaya Thomas to get out. Ms. Thomas said that she did indeed get out the car and started walking, and before she knows it, the driver gets out the car too and chases her down the street. The driver caught up with her and began punching Jaya while screaming obscenities. It took a nearby stranger, who was a man, to get the driver off of Jaya. The driver got back in her car and drove off. Jaya tweeted that she reported this to both Uber and LAPD. Uber responded to her with this. As stated previously in our privacy policy, it prevents us from sharing information with you regarding the driver's account, including what the outcome of our investigation is and the actions taken against said driver. This policy applies to riders and drivers alike. And they gave her a $12 refund. Jaya's final tweet on this matter says that if she doesn't get a report that this driver has been banned from being an Uber driver, she's filing a lawsuit against Uber, as she should. Uber has been getting away with murder with all of the physical and sexual assaults by its drivers, and it has yet to institute real policies to curb this. Maybe it's because they're so busy dealing with their sexual assault cases. Who knows? The LAPD, however, has been investigating this case. In our last story before commercial break, Amazon got roasted on social media this week upon announcing its new service, Amazon Key. This service allows people to purchase technology on Amazon that will allow a select group of Amazon employees to get entry to your home, to put your packages inside of your home, rather than leave them outside on the porch or the doorstep. Look at these tweets. Girly Tina said, Amazon Key gonna have all kinds of psychos signing up to be delivery men. Official Mars said, Amazon, do we have permission to leave your package using Amazon Key? Me, sure. Later, and he has a picture of Will's episode where he comes in and there's no furniture. At Polo Tech, Amazon Key is another example of something capitalism takes for granted that actually gets black folk killed. Read About Me expounded on that, saying there are endless overlooked scenarios down the road. For sure, as both delivery person and resident, I'd rather risk my neighbors getting it. I'm with them. Unless Amazon is coming over to do direct services like walk my dog or clean my kitchen, I'd rather just have my stuff left outside my door or at an Amazon pickup location. Why add additional threat and worry to wondering who has been in your home or even surveying you on camera? I'm good. With that, we're going to head off to commercial.
face. The next question needs to be yours or my place. Your chocolate skin, your chocolate skin. Turn the lights low, don't let me tell you again. I wanna put my mouth on your chocolate skin, your chocolate skin.
And welcome back to FCN Prime News. We just finished having a story about Uber and their lack of concern about their passengers being assaulted by their drivers. And I think we have a comment from someone.
Yes, we do. Alexis Ray Bailey says, shake my head, Uber is trash.
Yes, Uber is major trash. Like, I don't even know if people know just how much their customer service has declined, even among their drivers. It used to be a pretty cool community, but then they started letting any and everybody drive those cars. The whole thing is just a trash experience. I personally use Lyft now, and because it's just trash. But Lexi, you're right, trash. In other news, we got some positive stories on the international scale. In Saudi Arabia, they are making huge moves to no longer be extreme, but be more modern. In June of 2017, they elected a new leader. I shouldn't say elected. They have a new leader. His name is Prince bin Salman, and he's been making major changes. Just a couple of months ago, he lifted the ban on Saudi women's ability to drive. And so many women have gone out to apply for their driver's license so that they can drive. But in a major move just recently, he announced at a global investors conference that he, along with Saudi government and some other investors, are going to invest nearly $100 billion to create a city that is run entirely on alternative energy. And this city will be right around the border of the Red Sea. It's a huge announcement. And as he was speaking with reporters, he said, now that I'm in leadership, we are going to move from extremist Islam into modern Islam. And we want to welcome everyone of all religions into our country. Listen, that is a huge, huge move. A lot of people on social media, particularly those who are citizens of Saudi Arabia, are saying that this is a great move for them. I don't know if you guys know, but nearly 70% of the population in Saudi Arabia is under the age of 30. And so they're viewing this change to modernism to be a really positive thing. Americans, on the other hand, they see this as being more of a facade. But time will tell. But at least at this moment, he's made two major changes in their culture that reflects that they're going to be moving towards modernism. Here in America, we have a new entity called the Playbook Investors Network. It is designed to link Black, Asian, Latino, LGBT, and Asian business owners to investment and to capital to push their business. This entity is, the face of it is two NBA players and a couple of other stars, one who is Antonio Davis, who is a former NBA player. They have the goal and mission of helping entertainers and athletes learn money management by linking them with people who can actually use their money. They are trying to do two things at once: to build up communities of the global majority by spawning businesses and giving entrepreneurs the hope and the capital that they need to push their products and services, and at the same time, keep that money in the community by training entertainers and athletes on how to manage their money through investments. It's a huge, huge deal. It's a new entity, and it's actually headquartered out of Indianapolis, Indiana. So I encourage everybody who owns a business to go out there and look to see how you can connect with this entity to get access to capital or anything that you need as a small business owner. On the other side of the world in Asia, again, Singapore has been announced that it has the best passport in the world. The Global Passport Power Rank says that with the Singapore passport, you can travel to 159 countries visa-free or visa on arrival. For those who don't know, the United States passport has been declining over time. It's only number 6 in power. Last year, it was Germany who held the number 1 spot, and it has slipped now to number 2. In today's climate, where in the United States we have bans on who can travel, where and whom can travel, this is a huge deal if you're looking to be an international traveler. And there's much that the United States can do to make its passport higher on this list. But right now, Singapore has that with being number 1. Back in the United States, history might be made in the next election. The first openly bi congressman, whose name is Kirsten Sinema, will be running for the Senate in the next election. The incumbent in Arizona has decided not to seek re-election, and so she is going to run for that position. I find this to be very peculiar because I don't think I've ever heard anyone identify as bi at all when it comes to being a part of Congress or the Senate, and she's the first open bi. And I thought to myself, would this go over if this congresswoman were a congressman? Would they celebrate a man who said that he was openly bi? I don't think that they would. I see people in here shaking their heads saying, no, it wouldn't fly. It wouldn't fly at all. But time will tell to see if she does win that race. But she is a well-liked senator congresswoman in Arizona. But time will tell if she does get that seat. And with that, we're going to wrap this section up. And are we kicking it right to J. Cohen Sports? We're kicking it right to J. Cohen Sports. He has some great stories for y'all. So here we go. Over to J. Co.
Hey, this is J. Cole. You can follow me at JColeIsIt, and here is today's Prime Sports top story. 8 years ago in Lahore, Pakistan, the Sri Lanka cricket team's bus was fired upon by a group of terrorists. No one was killed on that team. There were some police officers killed. Many people were injured. It was a horrible event. Everyone in Pakistan, millions of cricket fans know and remember this event very well. Well, on October 29th, the Sri Lanka team will, for the first time in 8 years, come back to Lahore, Pakistan to play their first game. Now, you may be wondering, why is this significant? What does this mean? Let me break it down for you a couple different ways. First of all, Pakistan, as I said, millions and millions of cricket fans. Imagine you're in the United States, an American football team gets fired upon by a terrorist group, and all of a sudden you have to go see all of your games in Canada. What would you think about that? It would kind of be a bummer, wouldn't it? Yeah. So if you can picture that, you can picture what Pakistan has been going through. Fast forward 8 years, and they're saying now the terrorists have been caught, security is in place, and that everyone will be safe, including the sports minister of Sri Lanka. He's saying it's so safe, I'm going to come with you guys. Everything is going to be okay. It's huge for the country of Pakistan. Excuse me. It also illustrates here in America, we like to target Muslims as terrorists. So we say, hey, every Muslim that comes into the country needs to be marked as a possible terrorist and investigated, right? So Pakistan, which the majority of the entire country is Muslim, so what would they do in this situation? Mark everybody in the entire country as a possible terrorist? Yet, we in America did not detain and mark white people after Stephen Paddock went on a murderous rampage. So let's kind of get these priorities and these references a little straight, guys. Muslims are not all terrorists. So yeah, so it's a big thing in cricket.
What is happening with you right now?
I don't know. So thank you. More to come on that. I will be updating. I actually discovered cricket recently, and so I will be following it more and reporting on that more.
Will you?
Yes, I will, actually.
You're part of the millions and millions?
Well, not in Pakistan, but I'm about to be in America. I'm going to be one of the 20.
But that's so wicked googly.
It's so wicked googly. I also said I would update you all on the FIFA scandal. Well, the first former judge in the FIFA has been arrested, arraigned, and sentenced in the United States. This is the first of probably many. The prosecutors actually asked for a stiffer punishment for Hector Trujillo, but he will only serve 8 months in prison for conspiracy and wire fraud. Surely we will be hearing more about this. There will be more arrests. There will be more convictions coming in this scandal. I wish American sports would attack their corruption as fiercely as FIFA is being investigated and vetted. We could start in the college ranks, money, rape culture, cover-ups. Speaking of college sports, Albright College dismissed a reserve quarterback, Guy Durante, for taking a knee during the national anthem. Now, apparently, a group of students at the school on the team decided that what they would do is all kneel, lock arms during the coin toss. Coin tosses are something to protest. And then they would stand for the anthem. Apparently, everyone agreed, but Guy said, no, I'm kneeling for the anthem because this is something I truly believe in. He says he's not an activist, but he's working to be one. Son, you are an activist. Was he wrong? No, absolutely not. You're never wrong for taking a stance on something that fights against injustice. Now, of course, whites want to change the story. Let's not ever forget that their goal is to change the story. It's not that this is something that actually offends people. It's that let's take the focus off police brutality and inequality for blacks in this country. We actually have a couple tweets on this. At @RU_logical said Guy Durante, he is the true leader of all who lack courage. I agree with that. Ron Scroggins Jr. said we have to get this kid to an HBCU. We have a comment. What's the comment?
The comment is from Larry Darnell Banks Jr. His boys didn't have his back.
That's right. And obviously, his boys did not have his back. Now, I don't know what the racial makeup is of this team. He may be one of very few, if any, other African Americans on that team. It is, I believe, a Division II college, smaller. They tend to not be so racially diverse. But I know somebody on there knew he was going to do it. And did he get any kind of backup? From what the article was that I read, from the reportings, and from social media, it does not look like it. So thank you for that input, Larry Banks. And then finally, update on the World Series. We are tied 1-1. Houston came back after a pretty tough defeat in Game 1. Game 2, 11 innings, including scoring in the 10th on both sides. Again in the 11th, Houston scored 2, but the Dodgers only scored 1 and lost the game. So now we're tied at 1 heading into Houston. Thank you all very much for tuning in this week for FCN Sports. We will now take it to commercial break. Thank you.
needs to be yours or my place. Your chocolate skin, your chocolate skin. Turn the lights low, don't let me tell you again. I wanna put my mouth on your chocolate skin, your chocolate skin.
Welcome back to FCN Prime News. For those who are just joining us, we just wrapped up the sports news, and we have a comment in relation to what we were just talking about, which was people taking a knee during games. Larry Darnell Banks Jr. Made a comment on Facebook. He says, as a veteran, taking a knee does not offend me. It's what all veterans fight for and our right to protest nonviolently. Absolutely. I never really understood why people would get upset when people would protest, even by taking a knee. It's a very respectful way of protesting. Like, that's exactly what people are fighting for when they're fighting for freedom. So really great comment, Larry. With that, we are going to kick it to our pop culture anthropologist at the Revolution, and he's going to tell you about today's pop culture stories. Take it away, Ray. That rhymes.
Oh, I'm on? Well, I never well, yeah, I saw it, but I didn't know if my bump had gone over. So I don't know. I thought that maybe that was the signal to be like, hey, your bump is on. And then because I didn't hear a countdown to say, okay, so should I shut up and get into this?
When we did a bump?
Huh? Did you do the bump?
No, I didn't.
So you see. Now you are officially watching pop culture news here on Prime News. I am the Revolution. Goodness gracious, this place. I don't know what's going on today. Like, did somebody take all the jam out of your donuts today? Because y'all just been phoning it in today, buddy. So ain't nobody gonna say nothing. That's cool. That's cool. I don't really care. But I'm here, and I'm ready to go. So we have a few stories today. I'm talking to my producer. So
first things up.
Okay, what do we got?
Stranger Things.
Okay.
After show.
Say that again.
Stranger Things. After show. After show.
How?
I know. It's weird.
The Reggie Mathis, can you please explain to me how a streaming service is going to do an after show?
After show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So while you're watching Stranger Things,
yeah,
you can theoretically watch the after show that will explain the things that you are watching simultaneously.
Okay. So did Netflix not learn from Chelsea Handler's late night talk show that didn't work? That maybe the talk show format does not work on Netflix. Did they not learn that? Do you think that's gonna work after show? And then second of all, okay, I get it. It's easy, cheap content. Like literally, you get a couple people on the studio and you get them to talking. Moving on. No, seriously. I mean, I get it. It's cheap content. It's easy to do. You get people into a studio. But, I mean, do we think that every last one of these fandom shows have to have some Yahoo breaking down every episode? Like, do you think that we really need that for every single science fiction, fantasy type show that we have to have an after talk? I mean, you know, here at Prime News and here at FCN, we're different.
Yes, sir.
We talk before the
pregame.
The pregame show. See,
We get you ready.
We get you hyped up before the show. So we're not derivative at all. We're original. Al? Yeah? Oh, okay.
That probably would have worked perfect, though. A Stranger Things pregame.
I think
If they had to release the pregame tonight,
ooh.
that would have been.
Yes, that would have been like to really hype you up.
Yeah.
And to have a recap. Like, that's what they really should have done. That's a great
They
call.
should hire us.
Hey, listen here. Netflix, holla at your peoples. Actually, you would have to go through at Trezene because she's the brains of the whole operation. This is her. I'm just the guy with the Tom Selleck-like mustache. Anybody know that? No? Okay. Do we have any tweets for that? Anybody make any comments on Stranger Things or nah?
No.
Nah? All right.
Nah.
What's the next story?
Next story.
Yep.
Warner Brothers
Yeah.
creating a, get this, Deathstroke solo movie.
Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers.
Okay. So they're creating a. Okay. This is gonna be all over the place, but hold on. Let me get something understood. Do they understand that the majority of the moviegoers are not people who purchase comic books?
I don't think they understand this. I think they are riding a wave. Now, which wave would that be?
Oh, let's see. The wave of a masked assassin mercenary named Slade Wilson. And did 20th Century Fox release a film with his knockoff called Wade Wilson? And his film is Deadpool, and it grossed $1 kajillion. And Warner Brothers like, you know what? That little diggity shop over there made a little money. Why don't we do the same thing? Oh, Lord Jesus. Listen, Warner Brothers, I promise to Jeebus above that you all have no clue. You all, like, as a standalone property, sure, the film will be fine. It's going to be directed by Garth Evans, the man who directed The Raid. It's gonna look great. It's going to have all the action in the world. But what are the stakes for this universe moving forward? You guys, what was the point of Suicide Squad? You made Suicide Squad to have villains, to introduce your villain pool. Why did you have Will Smith become Deadshot, who is blah, and you already knew you wanted to do Deathstroke? So why didn't you put Deathstroke in Suicide Squad to introduce Deathstroke to the mass population who has no idea about your characters? You guys are morons in the Warner Brothers damn executive office. I can't stress enough. You got something for me? No, because you're just looking like you do. So, nevertheless, guys, you guys are really a rudderless ship right now. What was the point?
There was no point.
What was the point of Suicide Squad if this was the direction you were going to go?
I don't understand why we wasted money to go see Suicide Squad. None of those characters are going to be in any of these follow-up.
Moving forward. Except Harley.
Except for Harley. Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. Were you telling me that Deathstroke was
originally supposed to be in Justice League, which releases next month, but they didn't have the forethought to keep him in there. They went ahead and scrapped him.
Wait, so he filmed scenes?
Film scenes.
Okay, so Warner Brothers filmed scenes of Deathstroke, and they took him out, and now you're announcing that you want to do a standalone film about a character that the mass population has no idea about, and you think this is a good idea.
And you removed him from what would be a jump start to
his. Okay, so you didn't put him in Suicide Squad, then you removed him from Justice League. Okay, yeah, that's smart. Warner Brothers, do not hire us. I repeat, do not hire us.
We don't want that money.
All money ain't good money, they say.
Okay. You said all money is what?
All money ain't good money.
Well, hey, when you broke and hungry and halfway between heaven and hell,
Listen.
You used to tell me that.
touche. But I'm telling you right now, I'm halfway between heaven and hell.
Listen, that ramen will look a whole lot better with some steak.
Oh, baby. You
With
put
some lobster.
Oh, man. Them lobster monies? Goodness gracious. We got any tweets? Who said something?
Well, we do have Larry. He is agreeing.
Larry's
Larry Banks is agreeing.
Okay.
Saying that they have none whatsoever, DC, an idea of what they're doing.
No idea.
We also have a tweet.
Oh, okay.
This is from Johnny. It says, "Don't get me wrong. Deathstroke is no doubt the one of the best villains in the comics. But why in the hell is he getting his own movie?"
Why? That's what we're saying. Thank you, Johnny. I love that. That's a great comment. Why is he getting his own film?
We also have one from, let me get this. This is at
Botanical
Toxins.
Okay.
So now there's a Deathstroke film in the works. LMAO. Laughing my ass off. That's the 528th movie in DC's films development, right? This is ridiculous now. I agree.
Listen, for everybody out there that's probably like, oh, you're a Marvel fanboy, you hate everything about it. No. At the end of the day, I talk about the behind the scenes executive decisions and how they make sense, and for the mass audience, does this make sense moving forward? And so what I believe is that this does not make sense. Like, they do not have a cohesive universe here, and they're all over the place. They haven't made a decent Superman film yet. They haven't. They have not made a decent They didn't make a great decision with Lex Luthor. They didn't make a great decision to actually put Batman and Superman together. The only thing that they have gotten right thus far, they absolutely mishandled Amanda Waller. What was that the gyrating witch doing in Suicide Squad? What was she? What the hell was all of this? Nishalan Mokai, Vajan Madusha, what the hell was all of that for?
You remember more than I remember from Suicide Squad.
That's all I remember, man. She was twerking.
Larry has another great comment.
Yeah.
Marvel knows how to bring us along slowly.
Yes. Do you know what they're doing? You know what Marvel did? Y'all know what Marvel did? Marvel courted us. Marvel said, hey, I like you. I can see us being together. If you don't mind, I would like to take you out a few times to see if maybe we have some chemistry. You know,
invested in us.
They took us out on actual dates. They picked us up. They opened up the car door. They sat us in. They made a reservation. They pulled out our chair. They sat us down. They took us to a nice restaurant.
Everybody likes that.
Everybody likes that. And then guess what happened? When we took us home, hey, he didn't try to push up. Nah. He let us go in and say, can we make another date? And you were like, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been treated like this before.
I haven't been treated like this. You want to know what Warner Brothers and Fox is trying to tell me what they did? They sent a dicture. Hey, boom.
Hey, here it is.
It's ashy. I got 9.5 of pure veracity. What's happening?
Ooh, that's vicious.
we gonna get to that. But no, seriously, they just tried to Netflix and chill us. They tried to cut straight to it and be like, I'm gonna come over with this hot and ready pizza and bang you out. And that's New Age DC. Dick culture.
Dick culture.
Hashtag
dick culture.
Hashtag. That's why it's called hashtag stroke game. Because they just tried to come in here and bang me, man. They ain't want to get to know me. They don't know what's going on. They just said, man, shut up. Hey, I'm going to come through later. Make sure that Netflix is ready. Let's watch that Def Jam 25. I got 2 pizzas, hot and ready. And I'm finna wax that ass. They came in. This DC. This is DC. They came in with the Birdman hand rub. That's awful. That's awful. What was the next one?
So,
Yeah.
are you ready for this?
Not really. I am not.
X23 is coming with a solo movie.
Who? X23
X23.
of Logan fame.
Exactly.
Okay. So oh my God. Here, yet again, is another studio that has zero clue and zero direction. Are you like, let me really get some understood here. Do you nerds really like this stuff? Are you nerds out there going, oh yes, I can't believe it. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be great. Why? This is dumb. Hold on. I just said this. I promise to goodness. Listen. On Inside by Noor's Infinite Grave, I just said this maybe a week ago about, they just said in Logan that these were the new mutants. They gave us this hint that these kids moving forward in Logan would be the new mutants. This is in the future. Logan takes place in the future, right?
Yep.
So the X-Men universe we last left off is in the 80s, right?
You really gonna get into this jumbled timeline?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So the X-Men, their films take place in the 80s now, right? Okay. When does Deadpool take place?
They didn't say.
They didn't. So we don't know
We
when
don't know.
Deadpool
That's
takes
just
place.
dropped in.
That's okay. And now this horror movie that's going to be New Mutants takes place when?
Who knows? Who knows?
Okay. Well, supposedly director James Mangold is coming back to the project, and I think this is awful. What did people say on Twitter? What are some comments?
So we have one comment from, let me see, what is this? It's a pretty hard one to read.
McGinty Man.
McGinty Man.
McGinty Man. Okay.
Always been lukewarm on the character in the comic world. Always felt kind of derivative.
Yes.
That said, could be good if it's done well.
You know, I wasn't a fan. It was kind of stupid. And didn't we know that story before? But, you know, all things considered, it'll probably be a good movie. Like, it's. I think that's where fandom is right now. I think that they don't want to say anything against properties that they like. You have 2 comments? Let me get them.
They're both from Larry.
Okay.
The first one says, I don't know if we're ready for this. No one is.
Okay, no.
About the movie. And then near future is Deadpool setting.
Near future is Deadpool. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate that, Mr. Banks. Thanks for tuning in. I love Larry's comments. Yeah, man. Nobody's ready for that. Who else in Twitter world?
So we have a at Latina Geeks.
Yeah.
I might be in the minority,
Uh-huh.
but I wouldn't be too upset
Yeah.
if they cast someone else, like, for example, Diana Guerrero as X23.
Oh, yeah. The young lady from Orange is the New Black. She, she's got some consistent acting chops, but do we really think that she can take over from where the young lady, I can never remember her name.
I don't think you want to.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. Anything else? Because I'm ready to get out of that. I'm really ready to get out of this story. Like, I am very upset that they're going to do, like, they have no clue. And this is why, let me say this real quick. The reason why Marvel is winning is the same reason why white supremacy is winning.
Okay.
This is the same reason why. You want to know why? Because they ain't no infighting. They listening to one voice. It ain't all the little subgroups got together because they said, we want to make money. And you know what? White supremacy is like, hey, you know what? We just want to get rid of everybody beneath this shade. Everybody that's not part of this religion. And we don't care if you Klansman. We don't care if you are, I don't even know the neo-Nazis, proto-Nazis, Flojo Nazis. There's no Flojo Nazis. No steroid laden superpowered Nazis?
run fast. No, I don't think so.
They wouldn't use Flojo. Okay. Okay, well that's true. But nevertheless, I mean, Marvel is like, hey, shut up. This is how we gonna do it.
Let me guide this ship.
Yeah. And you know the one thing about Marvel fans that crack me up is that they really think that these directors are directing these films. Like everybody's like, what's the dude that's directing Thor Ragnarok right now? Like they think that this is his vision and his film. No, it's not, man. You are the Johnny Bravo from the Brady Bunch. You fit the suit, punk. They could I guarantee you, if they let me direct this film, it would be amazing. I'm just the guy on the marquee. Like, here's another example for you people out there to prove this. Have you seen Poltergeist? You've seen Poltergeist, right? You know the man who directed Poltergeist is Tobe Hooper, right? Do you know what other film Tobe Hooper directed? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ask me what film Tobe Hooper directed after that looked half as great as Poltergeist. You want to know why it doesn't? Because he didn't direct the film. Spielberg directed the film.
Guided the ship.
He directed the film. He couldn't do it because he was under contract with an entirely different studio. And he's like, Toby, put your name on it. You're going to get paid. Let me direct this film. You know what I mean? So people don't know. Y'all just stupid morons out there who just get sweaty and slobber over all y'all little geekdom come true. Next, what do you got? I don't care. And come at me.
All right.
Stupid ass
They're going to
nerd.
come at you. You know how nerds like to attack.
My Twitter fingers.
So next we have
Yeah.
the infamous DJ Envy
Oh,
stat scandal.
okay. Wow. So what happened? Do you know what happened?
Well, apparently,
Yeah.
he got a little over anxious on Snapchat. Started commenting
Yeah.
with somebody else, and that was not his wife. And apparently, he likes 9.5 inches of dildos
Oh,
in the rectum.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. First of all, found out that was like a fake news story. That didn't happen. That it wasn't DJ Envy. That somebody did it. And here's my real thoughts on it. Did they make this up? Did the Breakfast Club manufacture a situation to get ratings? Because everybody kept saying, "Oh, I wonder if Charlamagne gonna make Envy the donkey of the day." And guess what happened? Y'all all couldn't wait for the next morning
And tuned
you
in.
tuned in, and guess who the donkey of the day was? DJ
Envy.
And they made fun of it.
And they had prepared segments.
They had it was so produced. It was so well produced. It was so marketed. I just feel like that they manufactured it, number one. But here's the problem that I have with this, is that Black Twitter in particular went very hard and very fast into all the homophobic.
Yeah, it was 0 to 60 real quick.
Like real quick. Like if you know what cracks me up, man, if this were a woman and guys and women decide to drag somebody, make fun of their sexual preferences, you would get into a lot of trouble.
Yes.
Why do we care about people's sex? All you lames out there that try to make jokes to get likes and retweets, y'all the reason why I hate social media. Like legit. Because you can't let nobody live, man. No, y'all all want to be great, but y'all won't let nobody else be great, man. Because you ain't getting no real action, or because nobody knows what you really like, you think that truthfully out there just like missionary, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus advises us to do it like this, so we don't go to hell, so we do not sin. Push it in, missionary.
And that was Ray.
That was
That was Ray with the missionary mamba.
The missionary mom. We gotta remember that one. No, but seriously though, man, y'all, everybody likes something a little weird, something a little kinky, something a little off the beat path.
It's the spice of life.
It's the like. Why do we care? Why do we care about people's sexual preference? Why? This, and I'm disgusted with black people because somebody said something. What was some of the tweets? Give me some of the tweets.
So we have at Tamikoli.
Okay.
Is it too much to ask to get DJ Envy jokes without the rampant homophobia?
Yes. Absolutely.
I totally agree. I was finished watching the Laker game. Next thing I know, I see on Twitter, it's just rampant with homophobia.
Yeah. Like, what was the next one?
So we have at Homo.
Okay.
So you know what this is.
Yeah, we understand where this young man's angle is coming
This
in.
DJ Envy debacle is just going to be another instance where people overlook the real issue, him cheating, to reach for excuses to be anti-gay.
Yes.
I got to agree.
I 100% agree. 100% agree with Homo. Like, that is a true. So what was the face for?
Name Twitter.
Oh, are you just okay? What's his name on Twitter?
The other part, Bottomatic.
Fave. Okay, Bottomatic Fave. Hey, everybody has a preference. I'm a power top. Now, we got another tweet.
Another tweet. It's at Vor Noir. Black people, racism is a disease. Discrimination is wrong. Also, black people, mocking DJ Envy with blatant homophobia is okay.
Yes. Yeah, like we always want both things. Like, listen, and you know what? I say it once, I'll say it again. It is those millennials. It's the millennials, man. Like, they want to make jokes at everything.
Well, everything has to be funny.
Everybody,
and I need to get these jokes off.
I got to get them off. And then I can't care about, I got to trample on whatever it is that you're about, and then go and argue about it from another point of view later on.
Yeah.
And you think that it's nuanced when it's not. You're just an asshole. Stop it. Let it go, fam. If somebody want to get pegged, you let them get pegged. You let them be great. You let him be great if that's what he want to do.
More power to you.
More power to him, and more power tops to everybody. I am the Revolution, and this has been the longest pop culture segment in history. Take it back, Trezene.
Oh my God, that was a great segment.
You guys know how it goes. If you have a story or a news tip or something you want discussed on FCN Prime News, hit us up. You can email us at contact@thefifthcolumnnetwork.com. You can add us on Twitter. You can add us on Instagram. You can come in the DMs. You can whatever is easiest for y'all to get us what you need to get us. Let us know. We definitely want to report on the news that matters to you and what you want to hear. Stay tuned. You guys know what's coming up. It's the Scandal pregame show. We're going to be recapping episode 3 and giving predictions on what episode 4 is going to be. Starla K. Mathis is in the studio. So we're about to get off air so we can get her on the air. And with that, we'll see you next Monday.